bit of a slow start to the year with sneakers. I didn't even have enough to create a video for like a January must-haves, but February, definitely enough just deliciousness that I needed to make this video, because especially that top 3 on this list, yeah, tickles every sneaker hormone that I have. And disclaimer, like always, the release dates for sneakers are just very fluid. They change all the time. So some shoes that are gonna release this month, don't know about yet. Some shoes that are supposed to release in February will get pushed back. So blame them, not me. Here we go. First, it is the Nike GT Cut 4 that is dropping on February 3rd for $210. Now, this is the latest iteration of the GT series. So if you didn't know, GT stands for greater than. So there's the GT Cut, GT Hustle, GT Future. This is the latest iteration, and it is a pretty popular series. And the first time we ever actually saw this was Paige Becker's debuted this. This colorway is the first one officially dropping this month, and it does seem to come in a pretty stacked tech setup. So you get full-length Zoom Strobel, full-length Zoom X 3.0 drop-in midsole with a Cushlon carrier for support. So I'm expecting something very responsive, not too soft, very well balanced. Strobel, if you didn't know, traditionally in a basketball shoe, there would be like a Zoom Air embedded into the midsole itself, depending on where that Zoom Air sits in the midsole. So if it's like lower in the midsole, it's bottom loaded. If it's up towards your feet, that is top loaded. And then you have a Strobel board and sole your feet. Zoom Strobel gets rid of that. So basically the Zoom Strobel sits right under the insole, with the basic idea being the closer the Zoom Air sits to your feet, the more responsive it is. So really looking forward to this shoe coming out. And the first colorway, it comes in this kind of bluish, shiny, reflective, metallic almost looking colorway with a very distinct pattern on the lateral side of the shoe. Almost looks like a shark, and that traction pattern just looks very, very aggressive. That is one thing that I really look forward to for basketball shoes. Anytime a shoe doesn't give me enough traction, I basically won't play in them. So the GT Cut 3 was a very nice shoe. Hopefully with the GT Cut 4, that make that great product even better. And at number 8, it is the Jordan 4 Valentine's that is dropping on February 7th for $220. I've actually just reviewed this shoe, and of course it is kind of an annual tradition for Nike and Jordan brand bringing out some Valentine's colorways. So there's a bunch of Jordan 1 mid, Jordan 1 low, Air Force 1 I believe also has a Valentine's colorway, and this comes in a Jordan 4, and the materials on these are actually pretty good. It is decently thick, and it is still pretty soft. You can see like the texture of the leather pretty clearly. Just feels nice in hand. It also comes with this kind of hang tag keychain and a set of lips on the inside of the tongue, so switches that up there for a little bit. Mismatch branding there, as well as a custom box. And now one good thing about this colorway is the red on here isn't like too bright. So sometimes because of the lighting can be kind of strong, so it might look slightly brighter than like in person. In person, the red is pretty dark, and I feel like that makes it slightly more wearable than if it was like just super light shaded red. So this Valentine's season, I hope you get lucky, you get some Mushu. If you don't, you'll know exactly how I felt all throughout high school, but I still love you. And next up, it is the KD6 All-Star Illusion that is dropping on February 27th for $145. I think Kevin Durant himself actually said the KD6 was his favorite, and this colorway first dropped in 2014 at the All-Star game as well. That was held in New Orleans, and it was part of that New Orleans NOLA Gumbo League pack that came out during that time. So you'll see this abstract type of art all across the upper, with of course a visible Zoom Air on the heel, as well as Flywire, glow-in-the-dark outsoles, and custom branded insoles itself. So I'm getting this shoe, or I want to get this shoe, simply because of nostalgic reasons. I don't think it's going to be the best performing. I'm not wearing this like off-court casual. I just want to get it because when I was younger, I didn't have the money to get this shoe when it first dropped. So returns, I'm old enough and washed enough to get this shoe. Next up, it is the Kobe 1 Protro City of Champions that is dropping on February 4th for $210. Now we just saw the Kobe 1 Protro 81 point colorway come back, sat on shelves. I was in New York City this week, and it was just sitting at a Foot Locker, just sitting there. No attention was given to this beautiful, delicious shoe. The Kobe 1, just the looks-wise, not performance-wise, nothing else, just looks-wise, is probably my favorite Kobe shoe out of them all. Kobe 4s are up there, so sometimes, depending on my mood, I will switch it up, but it's either Kobe 1 or 4. I love how the Kobe 1 looks. Still, again, I know it might not be the best performing, but the shape is beautiful. And this colorway is beautiful as well. The name City of Champions was actually crowned by the mayor of Inglewood back in 1972 after the Lakers won the championship. And this colorway pays homage to the Forum, where the Lakers played from 1967 all the way to 1999. You'll also see 67 to 99 on the inside of the tongue, and blue was the color for the original Minneapolis Lakers. So up close, there is this kind of cracked leather aesthetic on the swoosh and the mudguard. And you do get an extra set of laces, and they do have gold tips, again kind of reinforcing the City of Champions theme there. Love how this shoe looks. The Minneapolis Lakers jersey is delicious. That baby blue had people back in the early 2000s to mid 2000s talking about it with their shirt off. Everyone loved that shade of blue, me included. So this shoe must have. And next it is the Stranger Things Foamposite 1 that is dropping on February 13th for $250. Gonna be honest, I just never got into Stranger Things. Just tried it, never really was drawn to it. It's not my thing. I don't know shit about it. But the reason why I like this colorway is kind of reminds me of the Tekken colorway from like 2 years ago with the lightning going down the upper, and the colors are really well chosen. This kind of black and red colorway, just super sleek, and it's inspired by the Upside Down, which I know is part of the whole Stranger Things lore. So it does have the Penny 1 cent logo flipped upside down, leatherized stays, not like synthetic nubuck, as well as laces that are kind of like ragged. And the pull tab on the back is also custom with the text "Found You" on the inside of that pull tab. Storytelling on this better be on point. Sometimes when they miss the mark on storytelling on a colorway that ties into like a movie or some type of entertainment that already literally has the story told for you, I'm like, come on. They had the story right there. You don't have to think of ideas. Just use what they give you, execute on the storytelling. And next it is the Levi's Jordan 3. There are actually 4 colorways. So there's the black, the rigid blue, I believe that's what it's called. Here are the horse colorway, and there is an LA exclusive all-star colorway. Now I'm not going to go through each one, but I do think most of these look pretty good. My favorite, if I had to choose, is probably that black one. But each of them, of course, uses denim to some respect. So the black colorway replaces the elephant print with denim, but most of the upper is actually just leather. The Year of the Horse colorway uses hair instead of elephant print there, and it does have delicious gum bottoms with custom branding on the tongue as well as hang tag. And that blue type of colorway actually uses majority denim, while keeping the elephant print though. And the LA exclusive all-star colorway, actually not many images have surfaced for those, so I'm gonna wait and see. But as a pack, you get any of them, I think you guys have a pretty good shoe. Usually I don't love denim on my sneakers, just don't like how it feels. And I don't really know how to judge like really nice denim versus like just nice or good denim. But I'm assuming if they want to keep up a good reputation, Levi's will come correct with the type of denim that's used on the sneaker. And at number 3, it is the Jordan 6 Infrared Salesman, dropping on February 14th for $215. Now there's a lot of history behind this colorway. Number 1, 35th year anniversary of the Jordan 6, so expect 2026 to be a pretty good year, pretty big year for this shoe. And this colorway specifically is actually based on the sample from 1999 that appeared on a catalog. Never actually saw a public release of this shoe, but finally in 2026 we're getting it. So it extends that infrared like all the way out. It also has infrared on Nike Air on the booty, on the usual OG infrared colorway. It's just black Nike Air branding, and apparently Jordan Brand went to great lengths to get the shape as close to the original 1991 shape as possible. So the height of the tongue was tweaked, the toe shape also tweaked, the inner booty tweaked as well, so the forefoot can be closer to the original OG form. This might be a lot of people's number 1 for February. It is not mine because I've never been a huge Jordan 6 guy, even though throughout the years, as time has gone on, I have learned to like it a bit more. So it's starting to grow on me, but it's still not like one of my favorite silhouettes ever. But this colorway is special, especially as a black sneaker lover like myself. This is can't miss. And then number 2, it is the Jordan 5 Wolf Prey that is dropping on February 28th for $215. Now I want to clarify, I'm not sure if this is the exact release date. It was supposed to drop in January. It might be in February, hoping it is. It might even get pushed to March, but I'm including it in this video. This colorway originally dropped in 2011. First time it is ever returning, and it is ice cold delicious. That gray with the blue, the icy blue, just looks, it tickles my hormones everywhere. All my sneaker hormones are being activated when I look at this shoe. It is delicious. Looks to feature an all nubuck upper with these icy outsoles, of course. It gets the 23 on the heel treatment, and that font is actually also been tweaked. So it looks more like the OG 23 that MJ wore in 1990 on his PEs, and unlike the 2011 font that was just kind of jacked. And it does have the 3M tongue, of course, a staple for many Jordan 5s, and this is a must-have. I am a Jordan 5 lover. It is my favorite sneaker ever, but because of the nostalgia. Because number one, this shoe that is returning is just special. It is probably, it's top two, probably my favorite basketball shoe of all time. If you grew up around this era in the early 2000s and you played ball, you would have seen someone wear this shoe. Maybe not this colorway, but this shoe. It is the Nike Arashi 2K4 All-Star that is dropping on February 12th for $210. Now this year's All-Star game will be in LA. This colorway originally dropped in 2004, so many years ago, on February 15th to be exact, and that is also embroidered into this shoe just like it was back in the day. Has a custom box and a bag, as well as LA branding on the ankle, again just like the first time this colorway appeared in the 2K4. These absolute beauts right here, these things, these are special. I just love this shoe. I don't know what it is about it. There is obviously a lot of nostalgia. It is not like the best performing basketball shoe that's ever come out. It definitely pales in comparison to today's modern basketball shoes in terms of how it feels on feet. But this was at a special time. So many people had the 2K4. I remember getting this shoe on eastbay.com. Nobody really cared, but I saw this laser colorway, which was like a bit of a phase back then for Nike and Jordan brand. Remember the Jordan 20s had the laser, and they put it on this colorway in like that Lakers gold with a black type of base, and it's just delicious. You can see my pair is busted up, but I did have a friend that had that all-star colorway on the 2K4s, and I was mad jelly. Just jelly all over my brain. I wanted those so bad, never got it. Those 2K4s behind me are the only ones I ever got. Couldn't afford more. Had to save up every penny from my part-time job working at a pharmacy store. Just peanuts. But I saved enough to get that pair behind me. And I'm very glad this all-star colorway is coming back. I might need 30 pairs, just maybe 24 pairs, just to pay tribute to Kobe Bryant. And if I don't get any other shoe this year, only this was added to my collection. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be satisfied, but I will be content. I'll be content. So that's it. Thanks for watching Sole Inclined. Let me know what shoes you're looking forward to in February, or what shoes that I miss out. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.